The pressure is mounting, and the drama is hitting an all-time high in the Bundesliga. Simon Rolfes has officially stepped up to address the swirling speculation surrounding Bayer Leverkusen head coach Kasper Hjulmand. Despite a tough exit from the DFB-Pokal, Rolfes is doubling down on his support and insists that the club remains fully committed to their manager through 2027.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Meanwhile, the football world is still buzzing about the absolute masterclass we just witnessed from FC Bayern. They dismantled Bayer Leverkusen in the DFB Cup semifinal, with even their opponents forced to admit that they were simply the better side in every category. It was a dominant display that has officially punched their ticket to the final in Berlin. The road ahead does not get any easier for those involved in this high-stakes weekend of action. With the dust barely settled on the cup clash, all eyes now turn to the upcoming showdown between FC Köln and Bayer Leverkusen. We are breaking down the latest team news, projected starting lineups, and the tactical predictions you need to know before kickoff. Finally, we have a major story brewing on the international front as Robert Andrich makes a direct plea to Germany head coach Julian Nagelsmann. The Leverkusen captain is refusing to give up on his World Cup dream despite being left out of recent squads, and he is fighting to prove he has the exact grit and locker room presence the national team requires. If you want to keep up with all these stories, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for all the latest updates. Is Kasper Hjulmand really on his way out of Bayer Leverkusen? If you have been scrolling through the rumors lately, you would think his bags are already packed. But hold that thought, because the club's sporting managing director, Simon Rolfes, is finally pulling the curtain back on the truth. Despite the mounting pressure and a swirl of media speculation about potential replacements, Rolfes has issued a clear, direct message: Hjulmand is staying. When asked by Sky if the Danish manager's tenure was coming to an abrupt end, Rolfes didn't mince words, flatly stating that Hjulmand is under contract until 2027 and that the noise in the media simply doesn't reflect the reality inside the club. It is a bold stance, especially considering the heartbreak of their recent 2-0 DFB-Pokal semifinal exit at the hands of Bayern Munich. That loss was a bitter pill to swallow, but it has forced a singular, laser-like focus on the Bundesliga. Leverkusen is currently sitting in 6th, fighting tooth and nail for a Champions League spot. Rolfes is banking on his squad to win their final 4 matches to bridge that gap, and he remains fully convinced they have the quality to make it happen. With a crucial clash against Köln this Saturday, the pressure is at an absolute boiling point. Do you think Hjulmand can actually turn this around and secure that top 4 finish? Or is this just a temporary stay of execution? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on the final stretch of the season. At the end of the day, in football, the only thing that silences critics faster than a press release is a win on the scoreboard. What happens when a top-tier team runs into a buzzsaw? Just ask Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern Munich is officially back in the DFB Cup final, and honestly, calling it a victory feels like an understatement. After a dominant 2-0 win that looked more like a tactical masterclass, Bayern has proven once again why they are the absolute benchmark of German football. From the opening whistle, it was all Bayern. They weren't just playing. They were suffocating Leverkusen, racking up a staggering 10-0 shot ratio early on. It was total, uncompromising control. If it weren't for a heroic performance by Leverkusen goalkeeper Mark Flecken, the scoreline could have been far uglier. He single-handedly kept his team in the hunt until Luis Diaz finally hammered the final nail in the coffin during stoppage time. What's truly telling, though, is the reaction from the defeated side. Usually you hear excuses, but not this time. Simon Rolfes admitted the win was fully deserved, noting that while Leverkusen had a brief flicker of hope after the break, it was just never enough. Robert Andrich was even more blunt, admitting his team was lucky to be down by only 1 goal at halftime. And coach Kasper Hjulmand. He basically threw in the towel on finding an answer, calling Bayern a top team, that simply never lets you breathe. It's rare to see opponents offer such candid praise, but when you play like Bayern did, you earn that respect. This win marks a return to Berlin that fans have been waiting for, and it feels like the momentum is shifting in a major way. So, can anyone actually stop this freight train, or is the road to the title already paved for Bayern? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of football. Sometimes, you just have to tip your hat to brilliance. Let's see if they can finish the job in the final. Can Bayer Leverkusen keep their momentum alive, or are they walking into a trap at the Rhein Energy Stadion? We are looking ahead to this weekend's massive clash between FC Köln and Bayer Leverkusen, a match that carries weight for very different reasons. With the Bundesliga season hitting its absolute boiling point, every single point feels like a mountain. For Leverkusen, it is about cementing their status at the top, but Köln is fighting tooth and nail to climb out of the danger zone. When you look at the tactical landscape, Leverkusen has been a machine, fluid and relentless, yet these derby-style matchups have a nasty habit of throwing out the form book entirely. Looking at the latest team news, Leverkusen comes in with a relatively clean bill of health, allowing them to deploy that high-pressing system that has frustrated opponents all year long. On the flip side, Köln is sweating over a couple of late fitness tests in their defensive line, which, let's be honest, is the last thing they need when facing such a potent attack. Our prediction: Leverkusen has the technical edge to control the tempo, but don't sleep on the home crowd. Köln will play this like a final. I'm leaning toward a Leverkusen win, but expect it to be a scrappy, physical affair that tests their composure. What do you think? Is Leverkusen destined for the title, or will they stumble in this high-pressure environment? Drop your score predictions in the comments below, hit that subscribe button to stay on top of all things Bundesliga, and remember, in football, form is temporary, but the intensity of the pitch lasts forever. Imagine being a lock-in starter for your national team, only to find yourself on the outside looking in just as the biggest tournament on the planet approaches. That is the frustrating reality for Bayer Leverkusen captain Robert Andrich. Despite being a pivotal force in Xabi Alonso's system, the German midfielder has effectively been iced out of Julian Nagelsmann's plans, but he is not going down without a fight. After a tough loss in the DFB-Pokal, Andrich made his intentions loud and clear, telling the press, "I haven't booked a holiday yet." It is a bold statement, and frankly, it is the kind of attitude you want in a squad. We are talking about a guy who was Nagelsmann's go-to defensive anchor alongside Toni Kroos and Ilkay Gundogan just a year ago. Yet, since the nation's league clashes, he has barely seen the pitch, managing a measly 17 minutes in his last few call-ups. So why the cold shoulder? It is a mix of tactical evolution and a crowded roster. Under Kasper Hjulmand at Leverkusen, Andrich has transitioned into a back three defender. With Germany already stacked at center-back with names like Rudiger and Tah, and a midfield queue packed with talent like Pavlovic and Goretzka, his path back seems narrow. However, do not count him out just yet. Nagelsmann has been very vocal about one thing: a World Cup isn't just won on the grass, it is won in the hotel lobby. He needs players who can handle being a backup without becoming a locker room distraction. Andrich's experience and his reputation as a model teammate might be the secret weapon that earns him a seat on that plane to the United States. He is playing well, he is scoring clutch goals in the Champions League, and most importantly, he is mentally ready for the sacrifice of a squad player role. Do you think Andrich has what it takes to fight his way back into the squad, or is it time for Nagelsmann to fully commit to the new guard? Let me know your take in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the road to the World Cup. At the end of the day, international football is as much about chemistry as it is about skill. And sometimes, the most important player on the team is the one pushing everyone else to be better from the bench.